today's video, I'm going to show you some best practices of what to do in an emergency situation where you're being evacuated from a plane, and showing you some of the best gear that I think you can have on you when you're evacuating a plane. All of this fit into this. That's right. Everything you saw there is actually on my person right now. And I wouldn't wear all of that stuff on the plane, but the point is to show you that you could squirrel away a few things on you and safely get off a plane if you needed to be evacuated. And you're going to want to stay till the end of the video, because at the end I'm going to show you what I carry and what's in my little personal item bag that I would take with me when I evacuate a plane. Before we get started on what I am wearing and all the different gadgets I'm going to show you, I want to tell you that in an emergency evacuation, please listen to the flight crew. They are there to serve you and help you get off that plane safely. If they tell you do not take a personal item bag, do not take your personal item bag. Flight attendants are going to tell you not to pick up anything like your personal item, your purse, your crossbody bag, or anything. And the reason for that is many times when there's an emergency landing, the oxygen bottles are dropping in out of the ceiling. Sometimes things fall out of overhead bins. It's complete chaos. They just want to make things as smooth as possible, and they have about 90 seconds to get you off of that plane, which means you're not going to be able to get into that personal item bag and dig through and get what you want and get them in your pockets. You want to make sure that you're getting yourself completely settled onto that plane, so once you take off, you know that if that happened, you have everything on you, either in pockets or in any of the bags that I'm going to show you in the video. So always listen to the flight crew. They know the best. They practice these things about how to get people off the plane. They know the situations. Please listen to your flight crew in an emergency evacuation. The last thing you want to be doing is having some crossbody bag on you that's getting caught in the oxygen masks, or caught on an armrest, or caught on a headrest, or caught on somebody else's arm, and you're just hindering yourself and anyone else from getting off that plane and being safe. So if you're going to be carrying anything that I'm showing you on the plane, make sure it is tight to your body and maybe zipped under a jacket, but make sure that you are listening to that flight crew. It means that your life or anyone else's life could depend on that. I made a short a few weeks ago and people were like, how am I supposed to get all that stuff off the plane with me? And the short answer for me is, pockets are a great thing, and I wear things with lots of pockets so I can put these things in there. But some of you said you don't wear things with pockets, or it's not comfortable to sit with these things in your pockets. So in today's video, I'm going to show you that yes, you can put some of these in certain pockets and still be comfortable, but also show you a few things where you can stash some of these things and have it on you. So if you have to evacuate the plane, it's all right there with you. The first thing I'm going to start with is my flight outfit. I'm going to wear a lot of layers like you see here. It's going to allow me to take clothes on and off if I get hot or cold during the flight. And if you have to evacuate and you're going out on a tarmac, it's usually very windy. Even in the summer, there's always wind on a tarmac and things like that. You want to have some sort of windbreaker or some sort of protection on you just in case it's really windy, rainy, or cold. As we've seen recently in the plane that crashed in Canada, it was freezing up there. So it's really important that you have some sort of, protective outer garment to be able to wear and even take off on the plane and put away. I like this one because it is wind and water repellent. It is also nice and comfortable. It's very, very stretchy, and it also has sleeves that remove and allow this to turn into a vest. So it's very versatile. So if it's hot, I can take the sleeves off. If it's cold, I can zip them back on. And it has several pockets. It has pockets on the side here that zip that allow me to put things like medications in there, or even keys and key fobs and things like that. You want your pockets to zip so some of those important things don't fall out. It also has a nice big pocket here on the back, so if there's something important I want to have on me, I want to be able to put that in a larger pocket, that's great. It also has a couple of nice deep stretchy pockets here, and I'll show you why that is important here in a few moments. But a nice stretchy windbreaker water resistant jacket is a must-have for me when I travel. The other thing I wanted to make sure I wear is a pair of pants that have pockets as well. I usually wear either pants like these, which are kind of a stretch pants, a yoga pant, but it has pockets on the side here so I can bring things like, a battery, or even things like my phone. And it even has pockets in the back here for things like my wallet and for things like my passport. So something like that, or even pockets that actually have snaps or something that will actually keep things secure, because the last thing you want to do is actually get off that plane and then have something slipping out of a pocket that's very important. So you want to make sure that if you have pockets, they're secure, possibly zip, and keep everything contained for you. The next thing you're going to talk about is shoes. You want to make sure you're wearing closed-toed shoes, because you don't want something where you have sandals that could fall off. You want something that can protect your feet if it's cold outside, and that if you needed to run, that you could. So you want something like maybe a sneaker or a hiking boot, or something that you can work well in and getting out of the plane and away from the plane if the crew instructs you to do that. So I usually like to wear a closed-toed slip-on sneaker. I like that because if you take your shoes off during the flight to get comfortable, you can easily slip them back on and then get off the plane quickly. All right, we're going to just go through the pockets one at a time. If you need to carry things with you, and I like to have things sometimes in a waterproof pouch, something like this little silicone bag that's food grade, made for food, is a great thing. I can fit my wallet, my passport, my phone, my keys and things in here. May not fit all your medication. If you have a little pill bottle, maybe, but you just want something that's completely waterproof. For example, I don't know if you guys remember the Sullenberger plane that went down in the Hudson. People were climbing off the wing, out onto the wing. They could slip and fall into the river. They're sometimes spraying water and foam, as you saw in Canada. You want to make sure that whatever your electronics are and some things are protected in some sort of waterproof thing, and this one is cheap and works great. Another one that's in here is, this is a waterproof phone case that actually floats and has a lanyard. Now, I will tell you, I don't recommend that you put this on and wear it, as a lanyard around your neck, because when you start to bend over, what this is going to do is maybe get in the way and get caught. So what you probably want to do is put this on and then zip your jacket over it, so that way you won't necessarily have this getting caught on anything. It does have a breakaway tab thing on here, but you don't want to get it caught on you or anyone else. But it might be a great thing for you to carry, to have a phone, wallet, passport, and things like that in, and then keep it close to your body. This is another one to have. On this side of the pocket, I have my Travel-On crossbody bag. Now, the reason why I say a crossbody bag for this is because this particular strap on this crossbody bag is going to allow me to wear this as a hip pack or a waist pack and have everything that I need here, and it's not very big. The most important reason why they don't want you to put a purse or anything like that on is that the straps can get caught on armrest, headrest, other people, and just hinder the time that they need to get everyone off the plane. So as long as you can keep something strapped on you, maybe keep your jacket over it so that it's really contained, that's the most important. You don't necessarily want to put a backpack on and then you're trying to get out. You've traveled, you see how narrow the aisles are. Now it's a panic situation. Everyone's pushing to get off. You're trying to get through a door, like you saw in the Canadian flight recently. They're upside down. They can't even get onto the actual blow up slide because the plane's upside down and they have to be helped off the plane. So you don't want something like a backpack that's going to maybe hinder you from getting through the opening and holding up everyone else, and that could be life or death. So just take what you can on your person and make sure that's all you take with you. An exception to that might be a pet, a small pet, a pet carrier, or any sort of medical device that you need to take with you. Right, last thing is what's in this back pocket here. As you can see, it's a pretty large pocket, and in here I have, yes, what I have in here are a couple of other waterproof bags. What you want to do is not be fishing around for this. So if it's really important to you to have it, I would have it on my person. The last thing you want to be doing in an emergency situation is trying to, get down into your personal item bag and dig for something and it's possibly dark, or like the plane in Canada, it's upside down and you may not be able to get it at all. So, this isn't something I would necessarily keep on me, but I do keep it in waterproof bags. So that way, if they're spraying the plane down or something like that with foam or water, at least these won't get destroyed. All right, I'm down to the next layer here, and you again want something thin and comfortable, something that's stretchy, that'll move with you on the plane, but yet be a little bit of protection on you and keep you warm if you're a little chilly. I like this because it has some zippers in it. Again, you want some zipper pockets even on those under layers. Those always work great. As you can see here, there's a strap right here, and that's because there is a waist pack across my body. It's in the back of me right here. Now, I wouldn't wear it on the plane, along my back like that. I don't think it would be very comfortable. However, just showing you that there's a couple of ways you can wear this. You can wear it as a crossbody, or you can wear it as a waist pack right here and strap it nice and tight across your waist. And that way you have a few things in here. Again, if you have to evacuate the plane, everything is right here with you. Another popular item is a money belt. As you can see here, that's what this is. It's nice and thin, stretchy, and comfortable. They're inexpensive, and they're a great thing to take with you on your travel adventures, even when you're just out and about and you want to have a way to keep these things secure on you. So a lot of times I just take one of these with me anyway. This is really comfortable to wear on the plane, and it has several zip pockets to keep things organized, like wallets, passports, phones, keys, even a little bit of medication. And again, this will keep it right at your waist, nice and tight, and you'll be able to get on the plane with that easy peasy. This very last one I'm going to show you is actually a waterproof hip pack. It's one of my new favorites. I love this because it is waterproof, completely waterproof. I can take this off and submerge this completely in water and nothing is going to get wet. So important things like key fobs, cell phones, and things like that will be safe in this pack. It has some nice swivel hooks here so that you can wear it as a crossbody bag or a waist pack and keep it tight against your body, and then even zip up something like this over the front of it to make sure it stays nice and secure and not going to get tangled up on anything. But now let's go through what I carry in this little waterproof pouch. All right, here is my bag completely packed. You can see my phone obviously in there and all kinds of things in this bag that I would need or want to have with me when I'm evacuating a plane. The number one thing I have on here is my phone, and I like that I'm able to use this phone right through this window. That's important. I don't necessarily want to have to open this up to use it and call someone if I have to. So being able to use my phone through this waterproof bag is really important. Next thing I have in here is a really super thin battery pack right here, and it has a built-in cable so that I can plug this right into my phone. So if for some reason we've been out for a while and I can't get to any power, I have 5,000 milliamps right here, which will charge my phone fully at least one time and allow me to keep some power in my phone. As you can see, it is actually just about as thick as my phone, or even thinner than that. So it's really important to have a little bit of power. This really is thin and allows me to slip it into even like that money belt or something like that. This works out great. The next thing I have in here is my wallet. Of course, you want to be able to have a wallet with you that has credit cards, cash, whatever else you're going to have in there. I know a lot of us use our phone to pay for things, but it's always good to have your wallet and an extra ID with you. I also have a couple of vials of medication that's in here. So if you take medication on the daily, you want to have a little bit of it with you, because what you want to be able to do is take it so that you can keep taking your medication, because whatever's up in that plane may not come down for a while. So you want to make sure you have a little bit of medication with you. It can be in bottles like this, or even in, like I said, that little tiny thing that's right here on my keychain. This has some medications. This is a waterproof little vial that I always carry with me with my keys. But this has my house key, and again, a light and a whistle. I think that's important to have. I just carry these with me all the time. So this way, if for some reason, it's up in your luggage and you get home or whatever, and your luggage never got off that plane, your keys to your house and your car are going to be up in there. So I also keep my fob to my car in there. So because it's electronic, I'm going to want to keep it dry. So that's in this little bag. And I also have my passport, which is important because if you're in another country and they have to get you through customs and immigration, you're going to want to be able to have some ID, not only to get out there, but to get back home. So you're going to want to have your passport with you. The next thing I have in here is, I thought it was in here. Well, I have a pair of folding glasses that are in a hard case, because that way, for me, I can't read without glasses on, so I need some sort of glasses, and a lot of times I wear them on my head, but they're always falling off my head. So this way I know if they're on my head and I've escaped and they've fallen off or gotten broken, I have an extra pair like this so that I can actually read my phone or read anything else that I need to read and be able to see. These are super slim and they fit into their own little case here. And again, because it's a harder plastic, it's going to help protect these so that I have something to be able to see when I'm actually out and about. And the last thing I had in here was an air tag. I don't know where it is. I thought I had it in here and I can't find it. But I put an air tag in just in case this thing gets lost for whatever reason. I can hopefully use my phone and find it, but never hurts to have an air tag. They take up very little room and I like to have that. Now this case, along with those other waterproof containers, are all made by the same company, and they have a special zipper on them that makes them waterproof. And if you pull this and you think it's closed, it may not be. You'll see that there's a little hole here. You pull this really tight and you'll feel it kind of click in, and that way it gives it a complete waterproof seal so that there's no water can get into this. So, you know, in emergency situations, like I said, sometimes they're spraying foam, they're spraying water, or you have a water evacuation. Or I've just been traveling and I was out at the beach one time and a rogue wave came and knocked me over and my phone got wet and got destroyed. So whenever I'm at the beach or anything like that, I keep this on me so I can keep these important things in there. And that way, if for some reason, you know, you get knocked over in the water or you've left stuff on the towel and the waves have come up, at least your important things are water protected in something like this. If I'm going to be getting onto the plane with this bag, I'm going to swing this around so that it's in the small of my back here. As you can see, I'm going to have it in here nice and tight, so that way if I have a jacket or something on, it's not as noticeable, and I can even just zip this up, and that way the flight attendants don't really know that I have this bag on me. Once I'm on the plane, I can swing this around and just have it sit right here. It's nice and comfortable for me. I can still get my seatbelt on and everything like that, but that way I can have it right on me. So if I have to evacuate a plane, I'm not digging. I can get up and go and have everything that I need right here in this little pouch. Once I get on the plane and everything's situated and I have my little pouch in front of me, the next thing I'm going to do is start paying attention to where those exits are, the emergency exits. Is it 4 rows up and to my left or 3 rows back and to my right? Because sometimes in an emergency situation, it could be dark or it could be smoky, and you're going to want to feel those chairs and count your way up. Or if there's a lot of people in the aisles, you want to try to make sure that you know which way you're going to get to your nearest exit. So in those panic situations, try to keep in your mind it was 4 chairs up to the left or 3 chairs back to the right. And if you're hanging upside down like they were in Canada, that's going to make you feel very disoriented. Hopefully the door will be open and you'll be able to maybe even see light or feel a breeze or something and follow the people out. And I also make a mental note of who is sitting around me. Is there someone who's elderly that may need some assistance? Is there someone that's, you know, a parent flying with a few children? They may need assistance. So be ready to help if you can. And if you need assistance, don't be afraid to ask somebody next to you or near you to help you out. If you want to know about pets and medical devices, if the pet is small enough and you can get to the carrier quickly and easy, yes, you can take that pet off the plane with you. And no, the pet that's down in cargo is not going to be able to come off the plane with you, unfortunately. As far as medical devices, like a CPAP or something, you just have to see if you can get it off easily. If it's got a strap, probably not something you're going to want to be messing around with. But, you know, I do understand, like if you have insulin or things like that, that you have an insulated bag or something, make sure you have that on you. Stick it in those jacket pockets so that you can have that with you when you exit the plane, because you may not be able to get anything off of that plane for hours or maybe even days, depending on the situation. I hope this video gave you some important information and an understanding about how to be prepared for an evacuation. Again, we don't ever want to have to do it, but we also don't want to be as panicked. And I believe that having your things with you and understanding the situation is going to help relieve some of that chaos during the situation, allow you to think more clearly. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll do me a favor and share this video with someone you love that could give them this information so that they don't have such a panic situation if something like this should ever occur. I want to thank you for joining me in today's video, and as usual, remember to juice life, drink the joy, keep life simple, get yourself prepared so you don't panic in an evacuation situation. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.